Airbus stock, is it a good one for the long term? Let's analyze it together. 2025, 2027 analysis, fundamentals, technicals, and more. Read the disclaimer right here in the video description below. We're watching right now the Airbus charts price action right here below, more than 34% since June 2023. And the thing here is like I'm comparing that chart with an ETF, military defense sector, you know. So here we have like a Bangkok defense ETF, which has, we're talking about more than 25 different stocks, mostly in Europe, but also in the United States. And this ETF is more than 100% since June 2023. So obviously, it's performing better, which is surprising, you know, because Airbus, maybe there is like a good opportunity. Like normally there's an arbitrage opportunity in the sense that maybe it's gonna pick up later and it's gonna go to where the ETF is right now. So we're talking about more than 100% in the last year, which is insane. But also we have breaking news, because the breaking news is like we have Europe is gonna invest, all the European countries are gonna invest 800 in total, you know, 800 billion in defense, which is the highest level ever seen in such a short period of time, which is completely nuts, you know. So obviously they are also in conversations with peace talks in Ukraine, but at the same time, they don't trust Russia for the long term, so that's why they wanna invest such a huge amount, you know. So this is very important, guys, because when there is like when there is no limit, these expenses are gonna be like huge, as you can see. So all these stocks based in military and defense, they're gonna benefit from it definitely. And actually, I have a lot of stocks right now. They are skyrocketing, but Airbus maybe not that much because the market cap is huge. You know, it's a market cap of more than 130 billion. But other stocks that in the same sector, and I just can show you one of them. I'm gonna actually see Indra. It is defense in Spain, and you can clearly see right here the difference. Look at that. You know, it has a similar performance as the ETF. You know, so in all sense, many of these stocks are performing very similar to this ETF. So because of the market cap is lower, Indra has a market cap of 4 billion. So obviously, news like this, it just makes a huge pump in that sense, you know. But Airbus is not the same thing. Apart from that, we are analyzing Airbus, of course, so we're gonna see exactly the forecast that we have for Airbus for the long term. And this is very important, guys. We have actually 21 analysts from Wall Street, and the average is more than 6%. The most optimistic one, more than 37%, and the most pessimistic one, the same amount, minus 37%. The interesting part right here is the annual, because, you know, look at that. You know, when you invest in a stock, it's important the timing, you know. And here for the long term, it's clear that the Airbus is going to continue to improve the numbers, you know. You normally look at the reported and the estimates. They are very similar in that sense, and that's good, because the bigger the difference, the less you should trust that number, you know. So obviously they have these estimates. So by 2028, they're going to have like more than double the current EPS. So that means, according to this, the stock should go up, you know, definitely according to this pattern. But obviously at the same time, we have in the next quarter like some sort of a bad earnings based on the first quarter of 2024. In that sense, it's like we had like a report of 0.59. So the estimate right here for this year is actually the reported earnings of last year. And that's important to know, because maybe we have like a better reported earnings in that sense. If that happens, Airbus should skyrocket as well. It's already doing it because of the sector, because the sector is booming right now. But obviously, the third and the second quarter, they're also important. You know, they're gonna be better in the sense that than the previous ones in the last year. But obviously, this is the theory. This is the current numbers that we have. But this huge investment can change everything. 800 billion is a huge amount. It's a completely huge amount. So obviously, if they start to do that, it's gonna take a while. It's not something immediate, but it's gonna take a while. Maybe in 6 months, we're gonna see this investment, but you know, in those results, in these financial results of all these defense companies, you know. So you're gonna have time. That's what I'm saying. You can invest in those companies, even though right now they are skyrocketing. Maybe we see some sort of a correction and a good opportunity to buy at the bottom, you know. But obviously, anything can happen. It's something that you have to analyze closely and make your own decisions, make up your mind, and decide if it's a good time to do it or not. This is just an opinion. Apart from that, like in terms of seasonals, there's a stock for the long term. Again, we're gonna actually extract some of the last 15 years. And look at that, that's important because the company, it had just only a couple of years that are kind of bad, 2014 and 2020, but the rest of the years, they had like an incredible performance. In 2013, more than 86, 85%, and the other years they're not that high, but very good performance. I would say it's above the average, above indices. We're talking about like an average of more than 25% per year. I mean, that's huge. So obviously this is a good stock, and maybe right now we have a market cap of 133, but maybe in 10 years we're gonna have a market cap of 250. So this is the type of growth that you wanna invest in. So obviously you need to have in mind also the S&P 500, compared to a main index. If it's performing better than the index, I would say maybe it's not performing better than the index. Actually, if we take data from 2012 till today, we're talking about 600% almost. And I would say the S&P 500 maybe has a similar performance or a little bit above. In that sense, this stock is a good one. If it's performing similar to an index, S&P 500 or above, it's a good one. There are companies that you analyze the chart and you see like, okay, 300% in the last 15 years. And we say, oh, that's amazing. It's positive. Yeah, it's positive, but it's less than an index. If it's less than an index, it's not worth it. That's my opinion, of course, but this is the way I see it, because at the end of the day, you want to make some profits, as fast as you can. So obviously, if it's performing worse than an index and than the S&P 500, it doesn't make any sense to invest in that company. So thank you very much, guys. Leave your comments below. What do you think about Airbus? Is it a good stock to buy or not? Also, remember to subscribe to TT to watch more content like this.